See it there, see it there. Everybody see it there. See it there, see it there. Everybody see it there.
Greetings, one and all. Tony Hendriks, Jamaican Paleface talking. See that? Trumpty Dumpty is back in the game. And what a game it is. See that? Trumpty Dumpty bust out the White House a lick shot like Rambo, Scarface, or the whole of the Magnificent Seven, a bust out the bush to shut up a town full of Mexican bandidos. See that? Trumpty Dumpty sign executive orders like he's an illegal bookie writing betting slips that him know will never be cashed. Yes, you think Trumpty Dumpty believe all the executive orders he is signing can be implemented? No, sir. Him know full well them can't go through. That is not why him writing them. Him writing them to make himself look like a king, fulfilling his promises, making sweeping decrees for his MAGA faithful and causing confusion for everybody else on Capitol Hill. See that? There is no way half the executive orders Trumpty Dumpty sign have a hope of getting through. The first one him sign, even before him reaching at the White House, is an executive order to outlaw birthright, wherein any man or woman born in America is automatically a citizen of the United States. That is not something an executive order can outlaw. No, sir, that is ingrained in the Constitution. Executive order can't change the Constitution, just sir. Only an amendment can do that. And to make an amendment, you first need a proposal that 2/3 of the members of Congress agree with. So you can ratify the amendment, but only as long as you get 3/4 of the members of Congress to agree with you on that. And that nah happen. So Trumpty Dumpty I make one big hullabaloo. Same thing him the first time he reached in the White House to make it look like him know what him a do. But nothing look sir. Of course, when none of his executive orders work, Trumpty Dumpty go and say thief them thief, fraud them fraud, fix the swamp kite full of a Democrat who won't allow him to do what he want to do. But that is the whole point of checks and balances in a democracy. Checks and balances were put in place in all democracies, specifically so that no one man can come in and act like a king and make declarations like off with his head. Trumpty Dumpty is not an emperor. You need to rule an empire for that. Trumpty Dumpty is not a king. You need to rule a kingdom for that. Trumpty Dumpty run a country. So you know what that make him? A president. See there? Trumpty Dumpty just love the mix up and blender. Him contradict himself plenty since him get inaugurated. He make a speech say, federal government will only recognize 2 sexes, male and female. Then the GJ press play and everybody in the Capital One Arena starts saying YMCA by the Village People, the biggest LGBTQ anthem in the history of alternative sexes. Me say not one of the MAGA millions even realize the irony or hypocrisy of that. See that? Trumpty Dumpty signed another executive order to establish the American AI Initiative. Him say the US developing AI will create hundreds and thousands of jobs. What? You damn fool. Anybody with any natural intelligence can tell you that artificial intelligence will ultimately result in the loss of billions of jobs. Jano, hey. Next, Trumpty Dumpty signed one executive order to stop the weaponization of the Department of Justice against all political opponents. This is because Trumpty Dumpty feel he personally was victimized by the Biden administration, which to be fair is fair. But in the next breath, Trumpty Dumpty signed 2 executive orders and tell the Attorney General to investigate Joe Biden and the whole of the previous administration and lock them up. Well, and there, if that's a weaponization of the Department of Justice, me no know what. Make up your mind, man. To be fair, Trumpty Dumpty has managed to make one thing come true from him step inside the White House. Trumpty Dumpty promised that ICE will be all over America. All kind of Americans are free. Of course, the kind of ice that blanket America is not something Trumpty Dumpty can call down by executive order. Only Jah, him, her, they, or themselves can do that. See that? However, the other kind of ice, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, them a text said pan no people. Me see ice pan the road today in Florida. I shout freeze and fall pan one brother like a snowdrift at Christmas in the Rockies. See that? Me say Trumpty Dumpty say ice, I go catch every man and woman with a criminal record who is robber, thief, murderer, or escape from insane asylum, and him going send them back across the border and lock them up. Unless, of course, them is January the 6th rioter, robber, thief, murderer who kill police, in which case he will pardon them and release them from prison. See that? What's good for the goose, not so good for the gander, especially if the gander flying from foreign. Only one person refused the pardon. MAGA granny, Pamela Hemphill, one 71-year-old proud ex-member of the Proud Boys who get locked up for taking part starting the January 6 riots. MAGA Granny said the pardons are disrespectful to the rule of law and to the Capitol Police. MAGA Granny tell Trumpty Dumpty to stick his pardon in him back garden. She no want it. And she said no man responsible for inciting riot, beating or killing police should get one either. You don't know if your granny says so. So, no so? Trumpty Dumpty back in the game. See that? Tony Hendriks, Jamaican Paleface talking. Blessed loveliness. See that?
See it there, see it there. Everybody see it there.